but I don't actually know.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll keep that debate on hold for now. We'll find out if that even happens. For now, we hop into game number 2. We are, of course, still casting the IEM Cologne qualifiers, guys. This is the European stage, and spawning in the top right corner of the map from the Roxkus, it is the Red Protoss Titan. Just stumbling all over sorts of words today.
And in the upper left, as the blue Zerg, it is mine, Sandy Kane.
I gotta give Kane credit. You know what? That was a weird game number 1. I can guarantee you he's probably rarely, if ever, seen someone go for that composition, but he still reacted to that very intelligently, like knowing to make corruptors versus, like, you know, mutalisks or hydralisks or something insane. Not trying to be too aggressive, but keeping it just enough. He had swarmers, he had static defense. Otherwise, I mean, like, you could say that was an easy mode game for Kane, but really, I think he just reacted to that really, really intelligently the whole way through.
Yeah, I gotta imagine other Zergs would have been really, really flustered.
Yeah, easily. It's weird. I mean, that's the thing. You get so caught up and be like, okay, you know what? I know all the standard build orders. Like, you memorize the timings and this and that, and then your opponent doesn't do any of that. You're kind of lost and confused, and it's like, wait, I don't know how to play this game anymore.
Yeah, I wonder if like other Zergs would have tried to go for a Hydralisk, you know? Because if they hadn't scouted it and he wasn't going for, you know, if he was going for like Roach Hydra, how much worse would have that been? Instead, he didn't do anything, right? He didn't attack or anything. He just went for Swarmos, then recognized what was going on, and went straight up to a lot of Corruptors.
You know what? This is like a fantasy world thing, but you know what would be really cool? If he had gone like Mass Hydras and burrowed them, because there was, I don't think, a single observer in that game, right? And like had the carriers fly over top, and they just like unburrowed him, like. Again, that's kind of like one of those fantasy situations where we're never going to see a game quite like that, but cool factor through the roof, to say the least. Now, Probo almost dies here, poking around trying to deny the hatchery. Forge first, or sorry, Nexus first with the Forge afterwards. Can still lead into cannons, but I don't think Titan's the type of guy to do that.
Yeah. Although if he's looking for a short game, it could have been one of the ways.
Shout out to Monty Core, by the way, or Mont3 Core, whatever your name is. Subbed for the cat. Badass, dude. Best reason I've seen anyone sub to Base Trade TV so far. Thank you for your support. But anyways, over here, let's say the natural base. We do have the SimCity coming up here. So Titan's not in any real danger of any sort of early game aggression from Kane. Not that Kane is the type of player to really go to balls deep as far as like early game aggression goes. He's actually going to be going for a third at the gold.
Yeah.
I like this. If he gets away with it, this is going to play off really nicely.
Yeah, it can be a little dangerous if they get up there before you have, you know, enough units to stop them. A force field, kill it, recall, it's done.
Yeah. The that was actually something too. Not again. I don't want to drone too much about last game, but just while we're opening here, I really was a little bit sad Titan didn't get the opportunity to go for base snipes. Like, I mean, with the Void Rays coming out as early as they were, I was kind of expecting him to go for like a third base snipe recall out, main base snipe recall out, but none of that happened.
That's a good point. I wonder if he's gonna, you know, do that more this game. If he goes for the same thing, that is. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
how many times you really want to do that.
He showed that he's certainly capable of using recall properly into like the best of its abusive capabilities. We got to see that much for sure, but it's a little bit harder to do with ground forces, I feel.
Yeah. Although, you know who's really been using recall to do that a lot? I know we casted Noni, that one show match.
Yeah, Noni's been like the king of recall, if we can be honest. I mean, half of his YouTube videos are him like recalling accidentally, leaving like one stalker behind, just enough to kill like the hatchery. I mean, the guy's full of funny tactics.
Yeah, pretty cool. Do have a +1 upgrade on the way for Titan. Kane, he has overloads in position to scout soon.
I really like +1 timing attacks, but this is one that's kind of going to be not late, but it's not going to hit early enough to really hurt Kane, especially with the gold income he's going to have. Watch this. Keep an eye on this number here in the lower right, guys. This is going to go insanely higher for Kane in a few minutes. He's saturating his natural. He transferred so many drones here over to the gold already. I mean, like, all he has to do is mine from this for like 4 minutes, and like it's already worthwhile by a large margin.
Where this guess is late? Those seems oddly timed. Anyways, he's gonna get a Roach Warren though, and that's what I was really looking forward to. Was seeing, you know, does he get a Roach Warren, or is he, you know, susceptible to Zealot attacks where Lings just really don't cut it? And without speed, I mean, you gotta go for Roach Warren. I'm just a little scared. Without Ling's speed.
Not making excuses, by the way, here, but because I know people are asking for it earlier. For some reason, it seems like the scene switcher is a little bit slow in that first blood. I mean, I pressed it and you guys saw it get really delayed. I'll see if I can fix that after this game, but if it's going to be like that, I'm probably on purposely not going to use it because that looks really silly if it's late like that.
Alright. We do have aggression coming up for Titan. How many gateways is it going to be? It's going to be off the back of 4, plus a Stargate coming up. It was entirely scouted by Kane, and he'll want to make sure to get some roaches.
Yeah, I like 4
Right?
gates.
Okay.
4 gates are a small amount of pressure. It's not the all-in that you're used to seeing, and these first 4 zealots are going to be okay. Would really like to see another 3 come in, but of course with that +1 time, he's going to allow him to really dispose of the Zerglings relatively easily. It is the roaches that are going to be the most scary here, and holding onto this gold base has got to be a huge priority for Kane. But the roaches pop out. Yeah, just in the right time.
That must have been like pre-planned from Kane. That was really, really good. If it was lucky, then that was some type of luck. Titan would have loved to have gotten a lot of queens, or actually been able to stay at least longer. May not do a lot of more damage, but stay, because the Oracle coming out, I mean, you can always get that surprise element, or if they actually kill the queens, then obviously no anti-air. Although actually, this base does not have any anti-air right now. He saw the Stargate too, which is weird. This Oracle. Are you gonna do something? There you go.
And the nice thing too is, like, we consider the fact that that's 4 gates, right? Like, that wasn't 7 gates, that wasn't 8 gates, it wasn't really an all-in. That recall was perfectly fine, but what he's got to deal with is this massive attack coming towards the 3rd. Sentries are in such an awkward spot. This is really not looking good for Titan.
Yeah, the force fields go down, but the Lings connect with the sentry, so it doesn't even matter.
Well, the Zealots push back the Lings here on the northern part pretty well, but it's the Roaches still that he's got to worry about. Mothership, of course, going to do a little bit. Doesn't quite have enough energy to overcharge. He's got to... Now the Void Ray pops out. And he should be able to clean this up. So, you know what, that wasn't a... That was such a terrible spot to take that fight, but it ends up being not the worst thing here for Titan. Forces to cancel the Nexus, which totally sucks, but he's still in the game. He's still alive.
Yeah, losing the sentries really, really sucks. But he got a good number of kills with the Oracle. I think it went down, though, so it got 10.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't
But it didn't actually die, it looks like.
Oh, here in the north, yeah.
Yeah, he
still
saved
alive.
it, so... 10 kills, plus it still survived for later use. That's pretty nice.
Well, later use being right now does have to be careful. Gets another 3 kills, backs on out of there. It's a sport crawler. Pylon's gonna get cleaned up here, so that kind of strips a little bit of the mobility choice away from Titan. But one thing that's really nice is there's not a lot of anti-air. The only thing you can do really is pull queens to shut down this Void Ray.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Actually, a lot of more roaches are on the way, which is gonna, it's gonna give him a lot of attack power.
Oh,
but
speaking of pulling queens.
Okay, hello.
Yeah, didn't even see these slow fatties meandering on over this side of the map. Void Ray will go down if not careful. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mothership Core.
Mothership Core?
Oh no, that's a huge utility gone now. Lots of sentries though, and a lot of force fields with them. With these Void Rays, honestly should be able to hold off this attack. Kane dedicating the Queen's Fort like this is actually kind of expensive.
Oh, the force fields, the force fields. He's trying to surround them, but actually that messes up the timing. Not really working out. All the queens go down and he saves all the Void Rays.
The force fields missed the
Lings, only anti-air.
That is a great point. A couple more force fields are going to need to go down. Actually, never mind. They actually survive through the Lings. I don't know how these sentries live, but they do. And he pushes back this attack entirely. With no anti-air, as you pointed out, like, what was poor Kane to do, right?
It was really looked like it was a well-planned attack and just did not work out whatsoever. No Sport the Natural means that the Oracle could get quite a few kills. It's up to now 19. Pretty darn nice. This is all off the back of upgradeless units for Zerg player, by the way. Usually at this point you'd have +1 missile, but it's only now just finishing. No third base, but a lot of gateways for Titan. He is chroning them out. I think he sees an opportunity to end this game right now.
And I'm surprised he got this pylon up. Again, like, Titan, it's not that he doesn't go for no detection, but, a little bit lacking here. No Oracle on this side for Envision. Lots of Stalkers warping in. He's got no way to push the creep back, but as you said, it's not really about taking control of the map, as it is about trying to just deal, like, a decisively game-ending blow. Lots of Queens, though, on the front lines. Once again, Queens are fantastic at dealing with the Void Rays if afforded the opportunity, but might not be afforded the opportunity. These Zealots are doing a lot of damage to the Force Fields. Need to keep these Roaches back. He needs one more to plug that hole. And he does do exactly that. Fighting away from the Spore Crawler too, really nice, is keeping the Void Rays safe and sound. But the Queens are not getting the transfuses they need to. And the Stalkers, well, they're going to go down to the Roaches initially here, but the Void Rays may be able to push this back as far as the counterattack goes. Actually, no, the Void Rays focusing on the Queens instead. Unfortunately, it looks like a couple more are going to go down. And this was an attack from Titan that was really meant to do a ton of damage, but instead it's been deflected and pushed back entirely. My Insanity's Kane is actually looking like he might be the one to end the game here.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at how well he did that. You know, maybe he ekes out a win just barely, but actually having units left over and most of his queens, quite surprising. This Oracle, though, has paid for itself and more. 27 kills. That's all drones. So that is why Kane is only on 43 drones right now.
Well, more Void Rays being pumped out behind us at home. So this mass queen style works out really nicely, and again, guys, the big thing is like their damage is okay. A queen's damage will never be heralded as OP, but the transfuses keep the Void Rays from wrecking anything. A couple more force fields go down, but again, Titan always like seems to be one force field shy of what he really needs to like shut down a Zerg army. Gonna lose everything here on the front lines, and barely even get a queen for it. No, never mind. Transfuse is still going off like crazy. Now there's 3 Void Rays and nothing else really underneath this. A couple more sentries are warped in fresh, and some Mutalisks actually coming out next. Finally saying, I need to get rid of this Oracle.
Yeah.
Actually does anyways.
Yeah.
29 kills, bit of a bouse.
Yeah, that was a really, really good Oracle, but it might not be enough to save Titan in this game. The reason he's not maxing out, or not maxing out, but using all of his bank on Muse right now is just because the larva is not there. Of course, he's been using those queens to fight all the time.
On the front lines, yeah, no injects coming down over here. The Mutalisks are going to be a little bit hard to deal with too, because Titan unfortunately doesn't see this coming. So the Phoenix production is going to be way too late. I mean, they'll be on top of the army, they'll be on top of the Stargates before Phoenixes even get made.
Yeah, it's they're coming right now. They're across the map. What is there to defend? Absolutely nothing. Another Void Ray is about to pop out, but that ain't gonna help.
Now coming towards the main, they're gonna get right on top of the probe line, and poor Titan taking a fight here to the south, can't pull any of this back to defend against the Mutalisks. Again, the Void Rays focusing on the queens instead of the actual roaches. Gonna make this a little bit harder to deal with.
It looks like the army of Titan will survive. All these links flooding in means that maybe only the Voiders will survive, but that doesn't matter. Like, the Mutas can clean that up.
The probes were pulled with the army, by the way. If we can't bring the army to the probes, so bring the probes to the army, I guess. Queens are still transfusing like crazy. I can't believe these are still alive. But finally, will fall. Void Rays going to be pulled back towards and try and deal with the Mutalisks, but Void Rays aren't going to cut it.
Yeah. Finally, 13 Mutalisks are on the way. Finally, it actually has really high counts. These ones are killing the Stargate so slow.
Yeah. Stalkers will help drive this back a little bit. Once Phoenixes get it on the map, Titan will be a little bit better of a spot. It's rather impressive how many workers he was able to save through that. That was a huge amount of like Mutalisks that should have been able to just gut both the main and the natural raw, but instead only 7 workers died throughout that attack. That being said, Kane's coming up on his 4th base. His gold's almost mined out. Like, this game economically has been his game.
Yeah. I feel like gold's been really important because he was such on a low drone count that it didn't really matter because of the gold. But Stargate does go down, and with that, Titan's last hope of having a counter to the Mutas.
Yeah. Doesn't even need to attack through the choke. Good game's going to be called. Kane will take the series 2-0, guys, and continue here in the losers bracket. Clinging to life and representing my insanity, hoping to perhaps be that 3rd and final guy who gets selected for IEM.